In the quiet corner of the street stood the small house of Mr. Sharma, a retired teacher. His life was as still as the stagnant water in a pond, with no family or friends to stir it. Books and television were his only companions, his days echoing with the silence of solitude. On one particularly cold night, the silence was shattered by a knock at his door. A young woman, shivering in the cold, her black hair cascading over pale skin, and her bloodshot eyes pleading for help. Lost and desperate, she sought shelter. Mr. Sharma, with a heart as warm as the tea he offered her, welcomed her into his home. He guided her to the guest room, comforting her with the promise of safety and warmth. With a grateful nod, she disappeared into the room, and Mr. Sharma returned to his solitude, now disrupted by the presence of another. Morning dawned, and with it came a sense of unease. Mr. Sharma knocked on the guest room door, but silence answered him. Cautiously, he opened the door, only to find the room untouched. The bed was neatly made, the tea and biscuits remained untouched, and the woman was nowhere to be seen. On the pillow, however, was a note that would send chills down his spine and fill his heart with regret. The woman was not a woman at all, but a vampire. She had planned to take his life, but the loneliness that echoed off the walls of his house had moved her to spare him, but not without leaving a mark. A sharp pain pricked Mr. Sharma's neck. Touching it, he felt two small punctures. A glance in the mirror confirmed his worst fears. Two red marks stared back at him, a souvenir from his nocturnal visitor. A scream tore through the silence of the house. Mr. Sharma had let a monster into his home, fooled by her beauty and his own kindness. His regret was as sharp as the vampire's fangs that had pierced his skin. His loneliness had not only attracted a monster but had also sealed his fate. In his desire to help, he had opened the door to his doom. His kindness had been his downfall. His loneliness had become his curse. As he stood there, staring at his reflection, he wished he had never opened